Hello, future millionaire. Uh, I'm making a very interesting video today. Just finished my breakfast at almost 3 p.m. Yeah, it's almost 3 p.m. and now had enough coffee, drink, food. My mind is clear. I can make a video. And today's video is a special video. Probably not the most interesting to everybody because I'm specifically targeting one person, and this is a big fan. He's his his name starts with R, ends with Y. So that's all you need to know. Then he knows this video is for him. But it's not just for him, it's actually for everyone else, like Mr. R. So let me go into the background. I just today in the morning received a long private message from this Mr. R. And then he basically, let me summarize, is that he's a big fan of Bitcoin Cash and he's worried. He's worried that price continue dropping and that he might lose everything. This is how I read it. He probably put a lot of his life savings into Bitcoin Cash and he's wondering what he should be doing now. And based on what I understood, his average price is about $250 per Bitcoin Cash, if I'm not wrong. So here's my take on it, because I promised him I will make a video. Here's my promise being fulfilled, Mr. R. As you can see, if I promise something, I do make it happen. And you wrote me an excellent text. I have to say that. First of all, you're not a hater, you're a supporter. So that's the reason I make a video for you. I will never make video for haters only, because they just want my free attention. I'm not giving to them any of my attention whatsoever. In fact, from here onwards, anyone is a hater, get deleted. Simple as that. I don't really care. I'm not a demographic for people to attack. And also, this is not a democracy. This is my kingdom. You want to enter my kingdom? Obey my rules. Now, Mr. R, because you wrote such an excellent question list, I want to go through them one by one, and I believe everyone else can benefit from this question and answer session between me and you. So, first of all, what do you do if you have bought into Bitcoin Cash ecosystem and right now you're down between 50 to 80 to 90%? What should you be doing? The shortest answer is that you always have the option to do anything you want to do, because after all, crypto is freedom. That means whatever crypto you hold, as long as in your own private possession, like your own key and so on, it's your freedom to do whatever you want to do. And it can be a savings account, it can be a speculative asset, it can be anything. And like every other asset in the world, there's no guarantee if you buy into an asset, you're gonna make money, ever. No asset in the world has this kind of guarantee. Any asset that guarantee you a certain return is a fraud. Simple as that. So it comes with a certain risk. Here's the best part: you can evaluate your own situation. What is the actual risk to you? Because you have to differentiate between the ego damage and the financial damage. Here's what I mean. We men, when we invest in something, even we just put $10 into an investment, if the price goes down, actually it's not the money that hurts us, it's the ego bruise that hurts us more. I don't know if Mr. R would agree to this or not. It's not about the money you put in there. I believe you have more money somewhere else, right? It's not even about how many Bitcoin Cash you own and that price gone down. It's about that you bought in anticipation of price going up, or you could have caught the bottom, but you did not catch the bottom. So you feel like your ego has had a serious bruise because you are wrong. And here's the good news for you, Mr. R. Whether you're right or wrong, the market doesn't give a damn. Here's the thing. Your entry price is irrelevant to the rest of the market because we don't know. We truly don't know. You could have entered at $2,000. You could have entered at $50. You could have gotten the coin for free because someone gifted it to you. None of that matters to me as a participant in this market, because ultimately the price is determined by every single participant. You are one of them, I'm one of them. Now, what determines me as the participant in this market? I'm a mini whale in this market. A lot of people ask me how many Bitcoin Cash I have. Let me just tell you this. I will never disclose my Bitcoin Cash holding for obvious security reasons, because if you know the exact number how many Bitcoin Cash I have, you can just go on the blockchain, look for it, and you'll find my wallet. So I'm the last person who will tell you that exact number. And if anyone tells you those numbers, they're just lying to you. So I don't want to lie to you either. So Mr. R, you see, me as the market participant, I can tell you this: I have more Bitcoin Cash than you do. That I can guarantee you, 100%. You told me your number. Let me just tell you, my number is a magnitude bigger than yours, a multiple magnitude bigger than yours. So my action in this market counts more than your action. This is this is not a dick measurement competition or anything. I'm just telling you the truth. The truth is, you own far less of a limited resource than I do, and there are other people out there like Satoshi Nakamoto who owns more than I do. Satoshi Nakamoto has more Bitcoin Cash than I do. That I can tell you as well. So I'm anywhere between Satoshi and you. That's the number. I know it doesn't help much, but that's the reality. I definitely have a lot more Bitcoin Cash than you do, and Satoshi Nakamoto has a lot more Bitcoin Cash than both of us combined. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because we have to understand the market movement is based on what the actual asset holder do with the asset. It doesn't mean how many asset holders doing what. It's about who owns what asset, and that person who owns most of the asset, what he's going to do with his asset. Practical example. It doesn't matter what I decide with my Bitcoin Cash. If Satoshi Nakamoto tomorrow decides to come out and say he's liquidating all his BCH for, let's say, BSV or BTC or any other coins or eCash, if he does that, game over. Price will crash for Bitcoin Cash, guaranteed. But if he comes out tomorrow and say, I'm selling my BTC for more BCH, if Satoshi come out tomorrow, do just that, then BCH go to 10,000 overnight, like that. There's no fundamentals can justify that. There's no chart you can read that will tell you that information. So for me, I decide what to do with my asset before I start doing it with it. You got me? It's a chess move. If you play chess, do you just randomly move your pieces, or do you have a plan? You should have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you play chess, you would lose. I guarantee. If you just randomly move the pieces around, you're gonna lose. Or you only move your pieces according to your opponent's behavior, then you're also gonna lose because you're just reacting. You got no game plan. I want you to understand your investment is like a chess game, and it doesn't matter how many pieces of the chess you have, but you're still playing a chess game. You might be just able to move one small pawn, but you still have to pay attention to who is owning the queen. The guy who has the queen in his hand, he decides more about the outcome of this game than you do. In this case, that's Satoshi Nakamoto. As long as Satoshi hasn't moved his coin, I wouldn't panic. Simple as that. What for? Just the price itself means nothing. Think about this way. BTC, let me take the best example as BTC. BTC, in the history of BTC, of 12 years BTC history, let's just say this, in the last 12 years, how many times did BTC drop 90%? I don't know, because I've lost count. In the early times of BTC, when it was still trading less than $1, do you know how many times it dropped between 70 to 80%? All the time. When it went to 1,000, it went back to 100. All the time. Yeah, it stayed in crypto winter for 3.5 years. That's also not unusual. So you need to know what's your game plan. I can't tell you what's your game plan, but I can tell you what's my game plan. My game plan is very, very simple. I put away all my Bitcoin Cash and other crypto in the cold storage, and I kept it away for until 2025. And it's a serious matter. This decision, this chess move, was considered among thousands of different chess moves, and it looks so simple. Just like every other chess move in the game of history of chess, every move is simple. Just remember that. Every move in the chess game, even played by grand champions, are logical, understood by every other chess player, and is simple by chess standards, because chess does not have difficult moves or unusual moves. Every move a grand champion plays in the chess game has been played before by somebody else. He is not inventing anything new. It's the combination of the move that is new to him, towards him. So you see my whole point? I evaluated everything beforehand. I know the game I'm playing. I know this is going to be volatile. That's the reason. Bitcoin Cash dropping from 2,000 Aussie dollar to now 150 Aussie dollar is something that I anticipated, that could happen, and it did happen. That's the reason I never leveraged up. That's the reason I don't put any of my coins on the staking platform. That's the reason I always say no to anybody who wants me to promote their investment schemes. You know how many SMS, emails, and Instagram private messaging I get for people to tell me I should promote their scheme? I always tell them, no, thank you. I don't do that. Because for me, what I'm doing on internet is all about integrity. As long as I'm true to myself, everything will be good. In fact, I think that's the best thing ever to my life is I've done things in my life that is truly true to myself, and therefore I get all the rewards. So what do I want to tell you at the end of the day is this. You have to understand, Mr. R, that when you're investing in Bitcoin Cash, you have your reasons for that. And I think in your text, you already answer your own question. Fundamentally, Bitcoin Cash is the strongest cryptocurrency among them all. The only reason Bitcoin Cash is not rallying is because there's no hype. But the hype is currently being taken over by other coins like Solana and all others. You name it, there's there. Those hypes. So right now, Bitcoin Cash doesn't get out-hyped by other coins. It's true. However, look at what's going on right now. We have a huge crypto winter going on. Basically, almost every coin that got hyped has lost 90%, or some of the coins went 100% down. What does it teach people in this ecosystem? It teaches the institutional investors to stay away from hype coins. It teaches everyone else who's new to crypto to understand that hype alone is not going to sustain the movement of the price alone. You need fundamentals. And ultimately, the reason why Bitcoin is so strong is fundamentally Bitcoin itself is a very strong system. I have never said anything bad about BTC because I believe BTC is a valid form of store of value. However, BTC in today's form is not valid form as a payment. For that, BCH comes in. So BCH is for payment, BTC is for store of value, just like gold and silver historically has been the case. Did you know that historically people don't use gold to pay for anything? They just use it as a store of value and as a reserve currency. Historically has always been the case. Gold is the reserve and silver is the payment. Has always been like that. And through the exchange ratio between gold and silver, they established a long-term commercial relationship between the two currencies. And the same thing is going to happen with BCH compared to BTC. But don't forget, this whole thing is only a few years old. We're still at the early stage of the entire ecosystem changing from centralized finance to decentralized finance. And in the process, a lot of people are going to die. That's normal. .com. Today you have Amazon big, but you have to remember Amazon didn't start out big. Together with Amazon, there's thousands of other retailers that started out or died off. So we are in the same process. We're in the same process, just more decentralized. And anybody who's doing scams and doing funny stuff, they ultimately will come to an end. And when those come to an end, those few coins that has solid fundamentals, and I still believe that Bitcoin Cash is one of those. That's the reason I'm still sticking around. I'm putting my name on it. It's because fundamentally this is one of the strongest cryptocurrency out there. It has a real world use case. It's been demonstrated again and again. It's incredibly safe, secure, cheap, easy to use, lightning fast, pun intended, lightning, okay. Way faster Lightning Network. And way cheaper than Lightning Network as well. Way easier to use than Lightning Network too. I'm not going to make any more videos about those because fundamentals is already there. So as long as you understand the fundamentals, Mr. R, and everyone else who's watching me, you have to understand that you are owning one part of a real estate, digital real estate, that is going to be the future of mankind's way to pay for each other. But just in case Bitcoin Cash goes to zero because no one's using the network, entirely possible. If that happens, I accept that I made the wrong bet. I lose all my money. I hope you can do the same. If you're wrong, accept you're wrong, move on. So I already joked to my friends and my family. Let's just say I have now a new family, and to my family member, I always joke says that I will be a hobo. If Bitcoin Cash goes to zero, I will be a hobo. I'm already practicing the hobo lifestyle. For those who don't know what's hobo, H-O-B-O, go Google it, you know what it means. Yeah, I'm basically practicing today. I'm living my life today the way like if I'm already homeless. And this way I don't have anything to adjust. I don't have the expensive mansion to maintain. I don't have a super expensive car. I don't have long-term fixed cost that I need to take care of. This is my way to deal with any kind of potential downside of my investment. You probably have to do something else in your life to make sure that you're emotionally ready to handle those ups and downs. So ultimately, this is a roller coaster. I suggest you make it become a financial roller coaster instead of emotional roller coaster. Because emotionally, you shouldn't be impacted by anything what's happening to your investments. Because otherwise, you're investing too much. That's all I can say. So I hope this video helps. As you know, I have no answer towards the question when it bottoms because nobody knows. It could be at 50, it could be 100, it could be 200, whatever things. You don't know ultimately what's bottom, because ultimately you only know something's bottomed after it has gone back up again. Like last time. Last time we went up to 2000 Aussie dollar, 1500 US, and until then nobody knows was 75, 80, 100, 200 was the bottom. So this time it's the same. Yeah. I could argue if we go from here to 10,000, even $1,000 per coin is considered bottom from the 20,000 or 10,000 perspective. We all like to look at things from a relative perspective. In truth, is relativity stays relative. In absolute term, you have to make sure when you make an investment that you can digest any ups and downs of that particular investment. Yeah. As long as you can still put gas in your car, as long as you have afford your mortgage payment, as long as you can pay all your cost of living, I don't see anything you need to worry about. Only when you can't do any of those, then you should start worrying. That means you invest too hard, too much. I hope this video helps, and look forward to other people having questions. I might not make videos again about people's questions, but this was a good question, a very polite way to approach me, so I appreciate that, Mr. R. That was a good thing. What you did is right. Is there some haters who just write random hating messages underneath, which from here onwards I'm not tolerate any of those. Everyone gets deleted. Simple as that. Takes less than a second for me to swing my thumb. You can write all you want, it's all gone. Okay, thanks for watching, Mr. R, and everybody else. See you in the next one. Bye.